baby's home. Cairo, Cairo is my baby's home. One bad Cairo night won't be long. Women in Cairo, they will treat you kind and sweet. Women in Cairo, they will treat you kind and sweet. Catch you around and take you off your feet. Shoot you and knock you, teach you and cut you too. Shoot you and knock you, teach you and cut you too. They get through the graveyard, then for you. Cairo, Cairo, babe. Cairo, Cairo, babe. Women in Cairo send you down to your grave.
Good evening, hello, and welcome to another Blue Monday. My name is Homesick Mac, and today we're gonna talk about speeding up while playing. We're gonna talk about fill-ins with slide, but playing more chords than licks. We're gonna have some nice backup guitar for you to practice with, and we'll soon be just getting off. I'm gonna say hello to Patrick. So how are you doing, Patrick? You gonna sing along, play along with me? Well, actually, I'm just gonna play the backup. Now I'm gonna sing too much. Okay. All right, since I have the experience of always playing for too long and playing more than 1 hour that I always so neatly try to plan, so I think I just hit it off and go. One more familiar face. Hello, Marta. Great to see you. So, I'm going to start off with the welcome song to you all. And since I've changed something with my setup with the microphones and video, so just let me know if this is okay audio-wise. High Heel Sneakers is going to be the welcome song. Old hit from the 50s by Tommy Tucker, or Toby Tucker. Tommy Tucker? I keep forgetting that. So, it's going to be in the standard tuning, key of E, and it's going to have this quite familiar pattern of doing this. Put on your red dress, baby, 'cause we're going out tonight. Put on your red dress, baby, 'cause we're going out tonight. You better wear a boxing glove in case some fool might wanna fight. Put on your high heel sneakers and the wig hat on your head. Put on your high heel sneakers and the wig hat on your head. I'm pretty sure now, little darling, I'm pretty sure you're gonna knock a man dead. Oh, man. Some fool might wanna fight. High heel sneakers. So this pattern can be easily reproduced in open tunings as well. And maybe I'll just give you a little piece of that when I'm playing the lick of the week, where I'm going to play some fill-ins with slide, but playing chords. Good. Time to do the backup session, and we're going to do the slow blues in E, which is quite commonly requested, a backup, which is like, it's cool to play it live with me, of course, but it's apparently so that people who contact me afterwards were watching the replays, they kind of go to just this backup part and usually jam with the easy, slow blues in E. So let's continue the tradition. So. So there was this little lick in the end that I haven't explained earlier because I don't think I've played it. It's a lick that I heard for the first time from, I think, Jimmy Rogers or Muddy Waters from some of their recordings in the 50s when Muddy Waters, Little Walter, the harmonica player, and guitar player Jimmy Rogers played together. So those two guitars were kind of biting each other all the time, and this lick came from all right, so it can be a turnaround in between two choruses of blues, or maybe it can be used in between chords, but the notes played are so it's the open first string, and this can be played note by note like. Or it can be a little bit syncopated. And so on. Yeah, that's a great lick. And it's a great lick if you are accompanying somebody, and you can play this behind whatever the main artist is doing. Good. So let's go and play a Kansas City blues type of backup for you guys, and it's going to be the easygoing finger picking pattern. Oh yeah, Patrick, I know it's a spam, and I don't have a moderator, so I just kind of banned this account. It's just one click of the button, and it's okay. So, So the Kansas City Blues pattern, where basically 80% of what's happening is because of the control of the basses. So everything is ruled by this pattern. So I'm going to show you a couple of licks that I played here, which I don't think I played them before. So anyway, I went to this shape of the E chord, E7, on the 7th fret, and the rest of it. Basically, it's like you have the C, C7. I guess everybody knows to play C7, whoever maybe manages those basic 4 or 5 chords. So this is C7, right? But if you just move one string lower, this is the shape of the C7 as well. So if you just move that to 7th fret, that's going to give you the E7. I mean, each time I play this chord, it's like, oh yeah, Deep Prairie Blues, Doc Watson, because and so on, yeah. So in Kansas City Blues, I play this lick like this. So my bass is on the 6th string, and I'm fretting with the thumb on the 7th fret. First open string. So what I'm doing here is so from the different kinds of licks that are here on the 7th and 9th fret, like a. And the reason why I usually finish on the open first string of this lick is because I want to have time to reach the A chord on the first 2 frets, right? So. Right. So, and there was this other one. So this shape of E chord is on the 9th fret. I just fret all 4 strings here, and I go to the 12th fret with this pinky and just do the E7, which is on a 9th fret, but with the basses. And then you have the A chord, which is the 4th chord, but you have it here as well. Maybe a bit nicer as a A7. And then this kind of down going lick. So it's all the way from. Now here's what I'm playing with a B chord. Just moving the B chord grip the same way I grip the B chord. Sometimes I'd play the 5th string basses, and sometimes on the 6th. This is from the. This can be turnaround as well, right? But there's also this lick, which is a part of F sharp 7, but I only play the 4th string, the 5th string on the 4th fret, and then the 3rd string on the 3rd fret, and a little gain with a. I might start doing videos with kind of explanations of songs. Maybe it's not so interesting to listen to this during a live stream, but let's say. Good. Hello, some new people. Thank God no more spammers. I think they got tired. That's great. Hi, Gary. Norwegian attack from Stavanger. Gary's back. Great to see you. Hi, Robert. We got some neighborhood joining us. That's great. So, that was stuff in standard tuning and some backup, little explanation of Kansas City Blues licks. Oh, there's this great lick in Kansas City Blues as well. I gotta show you that one as well. So it's like I listen to piano players a lot, and I love how they do and what they do with the basses. And sometimes I just try to emulate some of that stuff. So when some syncopation in this changes of the chords. Usually when I play with a harmonica player, Peter Joe, who is my associate, I always play with him. I would use this to back him up while he's playing a solo. So I'd play like this. So this is like a syncopation that happens here. So I'm moving the bass from the 7th to 5th fret. So. So I'm playing the A 9th chord here because there's a note B here. And I love this 6th in the E chord. You will always hear me play that. I just love it in all kinds of stuff. So we got to move on. Let's go. Backup session, that's done. Now, speeding up. Yeah, I'm speeding up to come to the next section. So usually when I talk to my musician friends or music friends, I don't want to call them students, people who are maybe further away from the guitar journey compared maybe to me, who's been playing for a long time, and I've been touring and everything. So many of the stuff that I've learned how to do were learned by trial and error. It means that some gigs I'd play better, some worse, and it was just rolling and rolling. You always had the chance to improve and always had a chance to get to the next gig. And some other people who maybe don't have this chance of live performing, they sit at home and they don't have any judgment more than maybe a couple of friends, or maybe during those rare moments when they finally go out and play. And then there are so many things that are kind of affecting if the gig is going to be good or if it's going to be kind of scary, if you're going to have a stage fright, is everything going to be okay technically, if you're going to be prepared, if you've practiced and all that. And usually people tell me that they play too fast. It's like, I don't know what got into me. I just play like 3 times faster than I usually do. And I usually ask like, okay, why? Well, I don't know. I get scared and I just want to get it over with. And that's the main reason, because this responsibility of performing something and you need to play it from point A to point B where you're finished, gives this kind of responsibility that's hard to cope with sometimes, because you don't think only about your playing then when you're on stage. When you sit at home and play, it's only you, your 4 walls, maybe a couple of friends, or usually people are alone when they play at home, and there's nobody to judge, and usually people don't play that fast. So when it comes to playing live and you get to the gig and everything just falls onto you, the lights, the technical part, maybe your monitors are not good, or maybe you don't have a monitor, maybe you don't hear yourself so well. So many stuff that's different compared to what you do at home, and that's where the things, don't really always go well. My main problem when I was younger was that I speeded up because I was so excited to play, and even if I could maybe execute all the licks, despite of playing faster, those licks were not that expressive. It's like if you play a very fast shuffle and you know you got your licks, and the faster you play, it's like the more of difficulties you're putting in front of yourself, kind of without really having to. It's another thing when you jam maybe with somebody else, and you have a band that's already rehearsed, and they just put you into this pace of whatever they rehearsed, and you're kind of guessed. And it happened to me many times. I just come to jam with people, and they say, hey, let's play shuffle and E. Okay, and in my mind, it sounds like shuffle and E. Okay, maybe it's gonna be like a, right? No, it's gonna be like further up on the road, someone's gonna hurt you like it hurt me. And that's electric blues, and that's usually those kinds of situations when you really need to own your craft. I mean, that's where you learn to understand, okay, I'm not going to be able to play all my licks here because I usually play them in a slower tempo, but let's see what I can do. So that's where, let's say, I learned a lot of syncopation. That's where I learned how to play in between the notes of whatever the band is playing. And especially if it's this very rocky thing that's happening behind me, I'm usually playing less in order to be able to think and maybe create something that's challenging, maybe something new. So if it's, okay, maybe I can show you the example of, if I play, let's say, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready as anybody can be. Usually when I play with my harmonica player, my solo would be like a, something like that, right? But when you play with a band that play like a, you can't play all that. Then I would maybe just put the emphasis on the chord, play like a, I'd play some licks over the tempo somehow, and usually when you play with a band, you don't need to take care of all the basses and chords and everything. I'm solo like 95% of my gigging, and when I end up playing with a band, sometimes it's difficult to let go of the basses. But anyway, I have some tips for anybody who's struggling with playing too fast when it comes to playing live, or maybe when you're jamming with somebody. And the thing is that I usually advise people to start practicing slower, because I also noticed that a lot of people are practicing their licks too fast as well. So if they want to learn something, they try to play it. And maybe if it's a song that's done by somebody else, and there's this lick that they want to learn, and they know how it's supposed to be sounding, and they're thinking the original version, the original tempo, speed, everything, they're trying to emulate that. And they get into like trying, no, it doesn't work. Now, error, go back. But they're always trying to play with the same tempo. So my first piece of advice is to just slow it down totally. And then when you find the speed that allows you to play the full lick, okay, we can take this lick from I'm Ready, that I usually go this right? So if the real speed on the gig would be just 1, 2, 3, 4. If I would practice this and maybe show it to somebody, then the speed would be like this. And one more time. in between, as I'm playing this slowly, I have time to think. I have time to think, okay, can I syncopate this somehow? Maybe I should bend a couple of notes here, like a... Okay, maybe I could play this. Okay, and then in that case, I came up with this idea, and I'm not going to play it fast. I'll go still in this kind of slow and an easy-going tempo, which is and I made a mistake because I was thinking about this, I was thinking about the camera and all that. So, which means slow it down even more, and it goes like this. Oh. So I came up with this little thrill here, a hammer on the first fret of the G string, and I would repeat this like 20, maybe 30 times. I try to watch television while I'm doing this, because that maybe can be compared with people talking while you're playing, and that's also one of the factors that can affect your kind of self-esteem and everything. If everybody's really quiet and listening to you and watching you at the same time, that can both be intimidating but also very supportive and very rewarding, and you just love to do that, and sometimes you can relax because of that. But if people are talking, you think that, oh, nobody's listening. There's always somebody that's listening. Maybe that person who's turned the back on you while they're sitting, but they might be listening. So don't ever think, oh, nobody's listening, doesn't matter. It always matters. It matters for your own sake, and it matters for your own feeling of, oh, I want to play this live. This is great. Good. Let me just say hi to some more people who joined us here. Hello, Peter. David, hello. Bless them fingers. David is a fantastic piano player, musician, wonderful friend of mine, online friend of mine we never met. Here's somebody that I have met. Hello, Björn. Great to see you here again. All right, Milovan. Great topic. To use dynamics. Oh, yeah. It's a lot about one of the things that I'm also going to be talking about is to play softer, because every time you get tensed when you're playing, and that comes from the excitement. Sometimes maybe you don't hear yourself so well, so you're picking harder than usually. I've had problems in the beginning when I was live streaming, because I've had this urge of picking my guitar as if I was on the gig. But this is a very controlled environment here in my home studio. It's like, I don't have to pick hard. I can just adjust the microphones the way I need, and it's okay. So the thing is, if I want to play a fast kind of fingerpick matter here, let's see, which should I play? The Hooray, Hooray, or Across the Pie Blues. It's the same. I usually play the same licks there. And it's always going to be this sixth, right? So if I play the backup for that, I always play the backup softer and a bit more expressive when it comes to basses. It's a bit dampened. And I also try to play a bit slowly. I want to hang on the rhythm. I don't want to be driving like crazy, especially when these fast songs are in the matter. It's like Custard Pie Blues. Like, I want to tell the baby, I'll tell you no lie. I want some of your custard pie. You gotta give me some of it. You gotta give me some of it. You gotta give me some of it before we give it all the way. It was good for the man across the street. You know damn well it's good enough for me. You gotta give me some of it. do. Try to love me and somebody else who gotta give me some of it. So as soon as I got back to the backup rhythm, backup pattern, it's more damping, and I play a bit softer, and I kind of back off a little bit. But when I just started this kind of little solo ditty, this. It's like you dig into those notes and you have this headroom of playing something a bit more expressive, stronger, with more volume, and it's like how deep I would dig into the strings. So let's say to play this lick, so it's like you just go into and almost beneath the string, and then go to the song. So it's a matter of kind of playing with an angle here. It's almost as if I'm, let's see, this is a good angle. I'm brushing here with my thumb compared to and then you always had the headroom to like a and it's also this, if your right hand, your picking hand is not relaxed, then you're not going to be able to do these kind of syncopations. Maybe I usually have this kind of I don't know, I need to play it in order to be aware of what I'm actually doing. But that's also a piece of advice. If you feel that you're speeding up, just be aware of that, and maybe okay, there are two ways. Sometimes I recorded myself on a mobile phone, and I play that to myself before the gig. I just went to, okay, that's a tempo. Okay, we go that. Okay, and that's one of the ways how to do it. Some people maybe would take a metronome with them, and there are metronomes for the mobile phone, just an app. But usually I would just kind of think of, okay, start slowlier, maybe much slower. Then the song is really gonna be live, but just start slower. If you listen to many of these old blues recordings, you listen for the first maybe 20-30 seconds, and then you just fast forward to the end of a song. It's very often that they would play faster in the end. So I don't know. So what do you guys think? Let me see. Yeah, exactly. I think it goes for lecturers as well. I've talked to some lecturers who kind of came to talk about something, and they just thought everybody was so serious and everybody was like this, and they go, I'm not coming through. Nobody's really listening. They don't care about me and all that. You need to kind of build that self-confidence prior to whatever you're going to perform with. When it comes to music, it's like I'm still, like, I've been performing since mid-80s, and that's many years, and still I can end up in a situation when you really feel that, oh God, this is not going to go well. I mean, you don't know. Sometimes it's just from within, and sometimes it's maybe circumstances, and it depends. It depends a lot. Oh, by the way, I'm wearing this this T-shirt with B.B. King and Alma Blues Festival. That's going to be in July here in Sweden. So whoever lives here, and a couple of you here, and if you are traveling to Gothenburg and a little bit further on up north, then Alma Blues Festival is in the second weekend of July. We'll be playing there. Speeding up. Only speed up for sure. Yeah, definitely. Good. So find the right groove, practice slower, and maybe record yourself with the right tempo, and if something really turns out well, record it. It's going to take you an extra minute or two, and then it's going to be there. Good. So we're slowly going over to the lick of the week, where I'm going to change the guitar and do this in both open G and open D. Right. Today's theme, this is what we're talking about. And then we're going to the lick of the week. This is going to be a short one. Open D on this guitar and open G on the other rasophonic, but here I've got the Alright, I need to back off a little bit. So when it comes to playing fill-ins, which means if I play a slow blues in E, or in open D, sorry, I'm still with that other guitar. Let's go and do this. So that would be kind of playing licks in between as fill-ins, but playing on the slide and the melody with the slide. I turned the slide upside down. I felt something was wrong. Okay. So I'll do the same thing, but I'll try to play more within chords. So it's like... So that would be a little recommendation of playing something with chords instead of the melodies on single strings. So what's the chord? Does it have to be 3 notes so that it's a chord like this? No, it can be a seventh of the D here, but you play it with a slide. That's really nice. You have the bass. So what I'm doing here is that I'm damping the first string with my ring finger on my picking hand, and then I'm picking the second and the third string, and I'm placing my slide so it doesn't touch the third string at all. It's like, and then I have the free bass here, right? And then there's this lick. So I'm gliding from the third to the first fret, and then going to the fourth string. Maybe one more time. I consider as a lick fill in. Even this, when I decide on how I'm going to glide back to the first chord. So it's like a... So that would be in open D. So let's try similar things in open G. Okay, let me just, don't get dizzy now. I'm just gonna lower one of the cameras so that I can, because this guitar is so small. It's like, I mean, look at this. It's a shorter scale guitar, and yeah, but it's really punchy. If I was about to play the same lick as this in open D, and I would go like a, then I don't have the first string that I need to dampen. So everything here in the G7th chord, it's on a 3rd fret on the 1st and the 2nd string. So it's very easy to grab that with a slide. All right, let's play it slowly. This. So in this this moment of gliding down to the 1st fret, I'm dampening both the 3rd string and the 1st string. So I still need to take care of that, but so it's only in that little second in between changing licks and going back to the backup. So let's do it slowly. Okay. So this was still licks. So this was not chords. So let's back to the subject. So it's like a, all right. So although I'm playing the C chord, I'm still playing these two notes, which are from the G chord, but they kind of mix nicely together because it's this, I do emphasize the C chord a bit later on only. So it's like a... So this is kind of slow syncopation of going in between chords is also very nice. Instead of just waiting and then, that's great. Maybe you can do it once, but it's so much nicer when you kind of glide in between like a... And this awareness of exactly which strings you're picking with your picking hand. This control of when I play the first two, I mostly play with my index and middle finger and thumb. and my index would usually kind of brush upwards and sometimes play 2 strings at the time. But basically, I rarely play this 3-finger kind of licks or chords. And if I do that, then it's in these kind of licks in between. So I have, but then I could choose also to play. So I only play the 5th, 4th, and the 3rd. I'm trying to avoid these kind of usual licks. They're beautiful, they're great, but they've been played for 100 years, and let's change something. And I kind of like to give it some more harmonic touch, so I like to do this. And when I change to the C chord, I think I picked this up from Sam Mitchell. He used to play a lot of Hawaiian music, and I was listening to Sol Hopi and a lot of other acoustic players from the 30s and all that. But somehow when I started playing with Sammy, he threw in these kind of licks. So when we would change between the G and C, then he would go like this. And I just thought it was so beautiful. So it comes like a... So just 2 strings at the time, starting from the 4th and the 3rd, and then 2nd and the 3rd, and then the 1st and the 2nd. Experiment, see what you can come up with by kind of limiting yourself. Okay, I'm now allowed to play only on the, okay, let's do it on me now. Only the 5th and the 4th string. So let's see what we got there. Okay, so I have this, but if I play those 3 strings at the same time, not so exciting. Maybe I should just play on the 4th string and keep the bass string open as a drone, kind of. Okay, and then there's this little lick when you can play 3 G notes like this. On open 5th string, fretted 4th string on the 5th fret, and then open G string. But then you play your slide by angling it just a little bit from the strings, and you get this. This is great, it sounds great. Oh, sorry. Okay, this doesn't go so well if you try to play it and just watch the camera to see if you guys see this as well. So let me try to do it like this. So basically I just play every fret on the 4th string, right? And I use this a lot to play the G note instead of I play it on the bass. So this is so great because you have like 3 octaves, and you can fool around with those when you play things. So to finish off this with playing chords as fill-ins, that means that just throw in a chord wherever, whenever, instead of playing the fill-in lick. Instead of which is also nice, it's okay, but if you it means vibrate longer, play this kind of wait and then explode with just one little lick in the end of the phrase and stuff. Yeah. So time flies, and I see one more friend visiting, my guitar buddy, Power Jimmy from Serbia. Good to see you. Bye bye. You've been with us from the beginning? 10 o'clock. Wow. I should be finishing now, but I still have this slide challenge. But I try to make it short. Hello, Tasia. So the slide challenge that I was thinking about, okay, which song I haven't played with slide, like ever. And I used to play Will the Circle Be Unbroken in a finger style, usually, sometimes with Maria, who I sometimes play with, in a Delmore session duo. Maybe you can look us up on YouTube. We have a couple of videos out there. And we play the hillbilly stuff from the 30s, usually the Delmore Brothers stuff, some early country music, flat picking stuff, and that. But Will the Circle Be Unbroken? I've never tried that with slide. And accidentally today, I just went online and searched for Will the Circle Be Unbroken. There was this recommendation, man, you gotta hear this guy Daryl playing Will the Circle Be Unbroken. And they were referring to Daryl Scott, who is an amazing guitar player and singer, songwriter from the States. He's all-round musician, just amazing, fantastic style. And he plays with a flat pick and these 2 or 3 fingers. He can also finger pick. He's a real master. But this technique of playing with a flat pick and then combining with these fingers, nope, not here. But he's got this great, a bit rocky, more rocky version of Will the Circle Be Unbroken. So for those of you who don't maybe recognize the song by the title, it's this, I was standing by my window on a cold and cloudy day. This is basically kind of higher pitch than I usually sing with, but just for the demonstration purposes. So, and I saw that hills come rolling just to carry my mother away. And then the refrain comes, will the circle be unbroken by and by and by and by. So I've tried to, okay, how would I play this on the slide with just a melody? Because I have this theory that it's much better to play songs than any melody that anybody can compose for a student or musician friend who might want to play some slide. Because if you leave people with like a open paper, like, well, play whatever melody you want with a slide. Yeah, but they don't know how to do it and which should they choose. So if I would play this as a challenge, like, okay, will the circle, where's that melody? On the note D on the first string, and that would be like, and then I would go to, That was the change. Okay. And then I will go. And this is where I'm kind of saving time, because these notes I could play. If I play this on the first string, then you get some more kind of creative possibilities how to play the melody, because up here you kind of limited it. Okay, you can play, but still, if you want to play the G note, you have to play it separately from the rest. If you play it here, you can end up on that note without picking with your right hand. And it's always so beautiful just to play the G, C, G, like a first, fourth, first chord. So if I would try to incorporate the rhythm into this, then it's kind of easy in open G. We have this bass. Wasn't really flawless because I haven't tried it before, but it's like when you know from your experience where the notes are, but then you just didn't play this whole thing together yet. And here's where we come to this tip of, okay, how would I practice this? Not even this low, because the melody would go like, will the circle be unbroken? I'm not there yet, of course, but I think I would practice like this. And this is a very nice kind of passage, because you do. I kind of meet the chord with, so I can preserve the basses. So I go. So when I come to the 5th fret, I kind of glide with the slide all the way up to make sure that I'm going to grab the 5th string on the 5th fret. So I glide. I leave it kind of here. The basses are not played here, but I'm back very soon. Okay. So the melody is so it's on the 2nd string. It's the same note as on the 2nd fret here. It's a matter of choice, but when I'm already on the 5th fret and I have that note, I'd play it because it's playing nice together with the rest of the notes. And there's this little tricky thing that's very easy to do, and you don't have to be a pro to be able to do that. It's mostly about having the control over that slide, how much you're gliding with it, and then when you're going to release it. So it's 4th fret, a little bit more, and then I'd kind of release it and play the 1st string. I'm getting brave now because it kind of, okay, I know these melody lines where they are, and then the rest of the licks are coming in because I've played, let's say, licks like, or stuff like that. And then, you know, the syncopation is something that really brings life to licks. If you play the melody, this is great while you're learning, and just to make, okay, here are the basses, here are the chords and all that. But as soon as you master that, then it needs to start living, and that would be like a, is it do 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 do. Okay. Okay, I was okay. So I went to the G note up here on this particular guitar, which is a shorter scale guitar. It's a tricky one because the 12th fret is not here on the end of the fret of the neck. It's one fret before that. But as soon as you remember, okay, that's my 12th fret, it's here. But then I have the 13th fret, and then the octave of that is on the last fret. So it's very easy to find it with a slide. So it's up here exactly where the last fret is. All right. So this C chord through G can also be played on the 5th fret. So we're way beyond the hour, so I think I'll just go back to this next week. So the open D version of this slide challenge with the Will the Circle Be Unbroken will be presented next week on next Monday. All right. So guys, thanks so much for staying this long, and I'll catch you next Monday. And we're gonna say bye-bye with a song by Sam Mitchell and yours truly, Sitting on Top of the World. All right, have a great week ahead, and I'll see you next Monday. All right, take care.
It was in spring, one sunny day, my sweetheart left me, Lord, she went away. Now she's gone, and I don't worry, but I'm sitting on top of the world. Things could call me up, down and out by soul. Said, come back, Daddy, Lord, I need you so. Now she's gone, and I don't worry, 'cause I'm sitting on top of the world. peaches. Don't you shake my tree. Get out of my orchard. Let my peaches be. Now she's gone. I don't worry. But I'm sitting on top of the world. In spring, one sunny day, my sweetheart left me. Now she went away. Now she's gone. I don't worry. But I'm sitting on top of the world. Now she's gone. I don't worry. But I'm sitting on top